Man, do days like today make me glad it's 2023, my friends. The Oilers, they lose their first game in regulation since January 9th against the LA Kings, which has been a fantastic stretch of Oilers hockey. It all comes to an end with a game where the wheels fall off the bus against the Montreal Canadiens, but when you go 11 games without given up a regulation loss. And oh, by the way, you had a chance today to play for first place in the Pacific Division. I think you've done some things right with this Oilers team over the past 34 days. It's a fantastic effort now come to an end for the Oilers, and you look to start that new effort on Wednesday. And of course, we get back right into that speculation realm of, the trade, who's trading, who are we trading for, who's getting traded, how are we activating Kyler Yamamoto, and all of that, because that will be part of the next couple of days here, Monday, Tuesday, as we get set to activate Kyler Yamamoto on Wednesday. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolan TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Of course, this afternoon, if you're tuning in, I don't know, I guess it would be this afternoon for everybody in Alberta. But as it currently sits right now, we've just gone through a very tough game to watch, I guess you could say. And with that, I'll get to the housekeeping notes. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. I'd love to have you aboard for more Oilers content the rest of the season home, and hopefully many better post games than this one. I had to shut the stream off, because I was just very frustrated with the Oilers' effort, and I didn't need to show that on stream by saying something I shouldn't. And B, it's just, you can see it on me right now. I am absolutely beat up. It's been a long weekend. Normally, I have a pretty slow start to my Saturdays and Sundays by design, and unfortunately, that not the case this weekend because of the two Oilers games at 10:30 and a couple of late nights. So it's been a tough weekend where the Oilers split the 10:30 games. So not a bad situation, I guess you could say, realistically for the Oilers, in which you could hope that you would go out and do a better job, but the Oilers didn't necessarily do that today, and obviously to losing this game kind of sets us back from the priority, which was, of course, trying to win the game to get into first place in the Pacific Division for at least the time being. That said, though, as long as Vegas loses, that's still on the table here in the next week, and that's kind of where you're at this time of the year, right? Every loss, you're scoreboard watching. Every win, you're hoping other teams lose. So that's where we find it right now today, friends. We'll get into the post-game recap here at this point. I don't even know if I'm going to have the energy to possibly do a full 8 minutes for you today. Jake Allen, I think, is the story of the game for the Montreal Canadiens. Couple great A chances, but again, another night where the Oilers, I think, in my opinion, made another goaltender look better than theirs. And unfortunately, Jake Allen comes out on the better end of that situation. Shots were 32-30 for the Oilers. Very low event physical game, but as well a kind of a big event there in that second period where it sparked the Oilers at one point. Alex Belzile scored his first career NHL goal to open the scoring for the Canadiens in the first period after what was an absolutely brutal start to the game for the Oilers. Then Jordan Harris comes in, scores his second of the season from Dadonov and Kovacevic, and then Josh Anderson on the power play from Dadonov and Drouin. And then so we're down 3-0, right? And then all of a sudden the Oilers get a shot towards the net. There's a cross-checking penalty against Kane. A couple guys get into it. A guy throws a punch at Kane with a glove on, and then all of a sudden Desharnais scraps Jackeye, the old Wi-Fi guy there, and ends up taking it to him a little bit, sends him out of the rest of the game with an injury, and it sparks the Oilers to come on hot with Leon Draisaitl scoring his 30th of the year on the power play, and then all of a sudden Evander Kane, just moments after the 5-on-3 had ended, officially with the 5-on-4 ending as well, scoring his ninth. Hyman, Bouchard, and Darnell Nurse all drew assists on those goals. So Bouchard had a 2-point night tonight in a 2-goal effort for the Oilers, so good to see there as well. And then it was all Montreal Canadiens from there, pretty much. It was 3-2, right? The Oilers were right there back in it. And then all of a sudden, the power play for the Canadiens struck again. Harvey Pinard tipped one in the very high slot, went over the top shoulder of Stuart Skinner, ended up in the back of the net. Guy's been hot, man. It's like his 6th goal in 9 games or something on this recall, so he's been doing really well. And then it just kind of fell off, wheels off the bus there in that third period, in that first 10 minutes, where the Oilers, you know what, down 4-2, could have pushed, but instead the Canadiens came out flying in the first 5 minutes, and Jordan Harris, 3 minutes in, cashed in another goal, his 2nd of the game. And then Christian Dvorak, short-handed, where the Oilers had an opportunity to cut the lead to 5-3, instead gave up a short-handed goal. A terrible effort there, and I think realistically, you look at about 3 of these goals for the Montreal Canadiens, I wouldn't even call them turnovers. I would call them just lack of compete, lack of effort, lack of care with the puck, and it ends up in the back of the Oilers' net. So that's kind of where we found ourselves post-game today, just a down and defeated 6-2 effort. But hey, you know what? Like I started off the post-game right a few minutes ago, this is the end of what has been a very magical run for the Oilers, and the only reason I'm upset about it is because it feels crummy to see that come to an end. That's all. It's not that I'm down on the Oilers. It's not the Oilers are going to miss the playoffs. It's not we got to fire Jay Woodcroft. It's just simply put that it sucks to lose, and when you've done as much winning and as much non-losing as we have, it's kind of tough to see that come to an end today, and that's kind of where we find ourselves. Stuart Skinner, by any means, do I think he had his best game? No. But again, back-to-back situation, you're not going to play Jack Campbell in back-to-backs unless you've got a Calvin Pickard situation, and the Oilers need the points against the Pacific Division like they did back at the start of this streak. Maybe you could have kept the streak alive if you brought Jack Campbell in, but again, if the Oilers were going to manage the pucks the way they did today, I don't think you were going to very much so win much of anything. The only thing I feel really bad for is Patrick, of course, over there with the Oilers Fanatic, heads out to Montreal to go watch this game in person, and this is the effort the Oilers deliver in person in Montreal on a Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, I guess, for him out there in Montreal. That sucks. That really sucks, and that's, again, right, it's a crummy feeling. It's not I'm upset. It's not that I'm angry. It's just I feel crummy. Right, I've felt crummy all morning, even before I started live stream, but here I am now feeling crummy because the Oilers have lost, and dealing personally with my friends that have called me since I shut the stream off. They're in the same boat as me. So my friends, I'm Tyson, this is Stolony TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Really appreciate everybody being along for the ride on the stream as well earlier today. Pretty incredible stream for only streaming 2 periods, let me tell you that much. But again, a reminder as we just head out here, if you're new to the channel, what I want you to do before you head out is consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't had that chance as of yet. I'd appreciate you doing that here, and maybe more adequately asking at the end of the video is going to turn in a result. Thank you so much, everybody. Probably the last time you hear from me today. I got a whole bunch of life stuff to take care of, but we'll see if the Oilers somehow pull off a Jacob Chikrin trade out of nowhere. But we've been ruled out so far, so I doubt it. I'm up on out of here.